Hello everyone, this is Ishan and today we are going to talk about company. Whenever we talk about business world, we always constantly hear the word company. What is the company actually is? Have you ever stopped to think what the company actually is? It's not just a group of people working together, but it have some broad meaning. So today we are going to answer those fundamental questions, and most importantly we are going to point out some major questions and important features of a company that make it a powerful structure in a world of business. So let's get started. So how we define a company? One of the most famous and poetic descriptions comes from the Chief Justice Marshall. He called a corporation an artificial being, an invisible thing that do not have a physical existence, that is intangible, and that only work in the contemplation of law. It is a concept that created and recognized by the law. Building on this, Professor Haney gives us a more descriptive definition of a company that we can focus on and which perfectly captures the company essence. He said that company is an artificial being that is operated by the law and it is a single entity that is have a perpetual succession. This definition is a gold mine because today we are going to discuss some features that is operated by this definition. First and most important is the concept of separate legal entity. It said that company in the eyes of the law is a completely separate person from its owner. Think of it this way, that you and your friend have started a business, but the company is not you. It have a separate identity. A company have its own property, can be entered into contract, and have a bank account of its own name. If the person own all the shares of the company and if company went into the debt and then creditor come to the person personally, then the court said no, because the company is altogether a different person and the person is not liable to pay the company debts. This is a game changer rule. This directly leads us to the next feature, which is called limited liability. This is a direct result from the company being a separate legal entity. Because the company is liable to its own debt, that's why the shareholders' liability is very limited. Like if you buy shares of 1,000 rupees, then only 1,000 is the amount that you can lose in that company. And if the company goes bankrupt and crores of rupees are in the debt, then your personal assets are secured and safe. You cannot be asked to pay the company bills from your own pocket. Once you pay the full value of your shares, your obligation to the company is zero. This is what encourages millions of people to invest in the company, and that changes the role of entire economy. And now we are moving towards our fascinating feature, which is perpetual succession. It means that company has a permanent succession. Its life does not link to the life of its member. The members of the company may go and come and can sell their shares. They can even pass away, but the company always lives on. Like in a partnership firm, if all the members are died in the car accident, then the business would get dissolved, but the company still lives on. The shares of the company can pass to the another members, but the company remains unaffected because the company is created by the law and it can only be held to end by the law, as it is essentially immortal from the business perspective. Finally, we are moving toward our last feature, which is the company is an artificial legal person. Let's break that down. Simply, it is artificial because it does not have any physical body like a human being. And it is legal as it's created by law. And we can say it is a person because it have rights and it have duties under the legal laws. Just like a natural person, company can buy or sell their shares and property. And it can be sued in its own name. It can do everything a person can do. However, it is artificial as it have many limitations. As a company can't marry, can't take oath, and cannot be sent to jail. It needs human beings like directors and officers that act on its behalf. That's why we say a company acts through a human agency. These four features are the absolute foundation of the company law. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye guys.